Now, the two men who are described as the best of enemies meet in the studio in Benn v Eubank, round one.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Jonathan Ross.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Good evening, sports fans and lovers of fine television entertainment everywhere. Welcome to The Best of Enemies, round one of tonight's big fight. In less than 1 hour from now, the two men you're about to meet will be trying to knock 7 bells out of one another for your viewing pleasure. I talk, of course, of the WBC super middleweight champion Nigel Benn and the WBO #1 Chris Eubank. Two champions, two British world champions, and one of them must go, ladies and gentlemen. For the winner, 2 world title belts and the chance of a crack at a third. For the loser, one word, panto. Since Benn and Eubank first met in that famous contest back in 1990, both have remained unbeaten, and Benn has taken the WBC title. Now, some have said that they've been avoiding one another. Not me. Others have said they've been taking easy paydays against second-rate opposition. Again, not me. But tonight, there's no hiding place. All questions will be answered. Can Benn gain revenge? Is Eubank past his peak? Can they possibly give us a fight as good as their first encounter? Well, enough preliminaries. Let's get straight to the main event. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the WBC super middleweight champion of the world, Nigel Benn, and the WBO super middleweight champion of the world, Chris Eubank. I notice I didn't get a reaction anything like that when I got. For those of you watching who didn't see that momentous first fight between these two great boxers and are wondering what all the fuss is about, take a look at this.
This is where we've seen Benn so dangerous from this position. Here it comes.
He's always saying he likes to battle back, Bevel. He's got to do it here. He tried to do it with Watson, but it didn't work.
Benn's legs are shaking.
That was Benn v Eubank back in 1990. Tonight, the two of you, of course, are going to meet again. Thanks for coming here this evening. Now, let me start by asking about all the hype that's surrounding this fight. Of course, it's a necessary part of the build-up, but there does seem to be a bit more going on. Now, with all that hype and with all this talking, do the two of you feel comfortable sitting this close to each other? Let me start with you, Chris.
I think you should redirect your question to the right honourable gentleman, because I think he can answer it better than I, because I'm a little cumbersome with words at times, you know.
All right, Nigel, how do you feel? Comfortable?
I feel comfortable, but I don't like the guy. I feel comfortable.
Of course, that doesn't make me feel very comfortable, but... So let's talk of the grudge match. I mean, it's in the papers, it's built up. You've just kind of answered the question partly there. But is it for real? Is this bad feeling between you genuine, or is it part of all the hype that is necessary to sell a big fight like this?
I don't play along with that game. I don't dislike Nigel. I don't really know him to dislike him. As a boxer, I respect him. He's a good fighter. Basically, I see him as a business obstacle of which I must get past to enhance my standard of living, to look after my family and so on.
Nigel, to Chris, you're just a business obstacle. What is he to you?
Chris is beating me, and I respect him as a boxer. That's one thing I do. He punches hard, good boxer. But as a person, I don't like the way he conducts himself. But he's beating me, and I want to go out there and even the score.
Okay. Now, let's talk a bit about the money that's at stake here, because obviously it's a big purse involved. Nigel, I believe you're going to take away £1 million.
About that.
About that. And that breaks down at about £27,777 per minute. Chris, you're going to be taking away somewhere in the region of £850,000, I believe, which breaks down at a mere £23,611 per minute. Now, with that kind of money at stake, do you feel grateful to each other? I mean, this couldn't happen for one without the other. Is there a feeling of kind of grudging friendship?
No, I'm grateful to be in such a position to where I can earn this type of money. It's very important to me. This is what I've been doing for 11 years, and I haven't been doing it for nothing, and I'm very happy that I'm at a pinnacle and I can be earning this type of money.
Nigel, do you looking, obviously you're going to make, you will be literally a millionaire after this.
At the end of the day, I do love boxing, but it gives me the opportunity of securing my kid's life. That's all.
Of course, you were beaten. The last time
Yeah.
the two of you fight, you were beaten in that fight. Does that now make you nervous going into the ring with this man before
Not
again?
at all. He's beaten me and I want to even the score. You know, he prepared like the champion, you know, and I didn't. And I paid the price, badly.
You were, we just found you were the winner. You are the champion and you won the last fight. But after that last fight, I remember speaking to you and you told me that no one had hurt you as badly as Nigel had in that fight.
That is correct, yeah.
Does that give you any extra feeling of fear or
Oh yeah, I'm petrified. Nigel is a very hard puncher. He's a very good fighter. I think he's stopped 15 opponents in the first round, 13 in the second round. This man he's no joke. This man can fight.
Here's some money for you. Come on.
That was a good move.
Just a little bit of improvised comedy for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's move on.
Let me carry on to say, you know, he's a very dangerous opponent. No one should take him lightly.
You take him seriously?
Totally and utterly.
Okay. I'm going to talk to both of you individually in just a second. So while Chris and Nigel prepare for our little one-on-one chat, it gives me a chance to introduce you to our studio audience here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, it's made up of boxing stars and experts. We have politicians, showbiz celebrities, and of course, inevitably, the usual freeloaders who always turn up whenever there's the chance. A glass of Count White and some Twiglets. We do have some great people in the house this evening. Let me just point a few to you here. We have Mr. Tony Slattery is here with us this evening. Hello, Tony. How are you, sir? We have Linda Lusardi here. Good evening, Linda. And from the world of sport, we have Mr. John Fashioner as well. Everyone who is here tonight is united by one common bond, their love of the sweet science of bruising. But now let's prepare to meet our two champions up close and personal. First in the hot seat is the WBC champion, Nigel Benn. And here's a taste of the man and his work. I think some of those early photographs surprised you, didn't they, Nigel? We've already spoken about the money that's going to be made, and you've already said that you want to prove that you can beat Eubank. If that's the case, would you be prepared to go into that ring with him for free?
Pardon? Come here.
Whoa! Oh, yeah. I'll give him a round of applause, yeah.
Did you fight him for free?
No, I wouldn't, no. Very succinctly answered. As I can now testify personally, you are one of the sport's hardest punchers. But as we saw the last time, you caught Chris with many solid blows. You really did lay to him, and yet it wasn't hard enough.
His chin is like stone, but I know where to hit him and slow him down. I know where.
And this will be a legal punch, will it, Nigel? Let's go back to this whole thing about it being a grudge match. I know there are some people who are concerned about that. We have many boxers in the audience. Let me ask, we have Henry Cooper with us, who must be, I think, the most famous, the most popular heavyweight this champion this country's ever produced. Henry, what do you make of this argy-bargy, this kind of verbal sparring that goes on between the two guys?
Well, I think it's all part of the fight scene, particularly this day and age. I think if you go back a few years, I suppose, well, Ali was the first one to start this staring out of the opponent, but I always thought Ali did it with a tongue-in-cheek and with a twinkle in his eye. A lot of fighters seem to be doing it, they mean it. And that's the difference. It's the fun, a little bit of fun's gone out of the game, isn't it? It's all deadly serious now.
Thank you.